Now, the Shenseea and Interscope relationship. Dancehall artist Shenseea has departed from Interscope Records. The 28-year-old singer officially signed with Interscope Records through Russian's imprint Rich Immigrants in 2019, with her first single under the label being Bless featuring Tyga. Now, me not think this supposed to come as a surprise to anybody at this point because over years the whole dancehall fraternity has been wondering what has been the issue with Shenseea. As in, she has the image, the looks, young, talented, good worth ethic, beautiful voice, and with that whole package, she has a major label deal to go with it, but did not live up to the expectations that everybody would have wanted from her, which was breaking into the US market. She and her label parted ways. So, what this a gonna mean for Shenseea like going forward? Well, we can say she go have more freedom, more creative control, creative expression, and probably less pressure on her. But we want to look at what went wrong. Who was making all the decisions for her? Was it the label? Did she get a bad deal? Or was it a case where the label was not doing enough for her? Well, Interscope Records is a very major label in America that is home to the likes of Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, Rima, and more. So she had an industry machine supporting her. But honestly, breaking into the US market as a foreigner is not something easy, which is where a major label gets involved. But I always think that the issue with Interscope did not know how to market Shenseea. I think we can all agree on that. When she signed to the label, it was like repackaging a product and selling it as a different product on the market, but it failed to resonate with the intended target audience. The fact that she was the only female Jamaican artist to release two albums under a major label in the last 10 years, just think about that. Everything that the label was facing was a different territory for them, which is why the partnership from Russians Rich Immigrant was important. That was supposed to, bridge the gap, help things. However, Jamaicans complained that she was not being original. I noticed a change in her sound. Some persons were saying she's turning her back on her roots.
Crazy. But the pop thing, I don't remember where exactly this is verbatim, but you're like, yo, you're willing to lose some fans like on this journey. And like, I think that the country they have it like as a sellout, or like the dancehall diaspora.
Say I feel like as soon as somebody try to step out the box, would naturally get labeled as sellout. And I don't understand why. Because one thing nobody can say about me is that I don't represent for my culture. Like literally even here, like anyway, as a matter of fact, when I'm going to the world, them label me as the Jamaican girl. You feel me? So I think that because I'm not in Jamaica 24/7 like I used to, then people are gonna naturally say that, but me can't control what people say. You feel?
Persons were noticing a different sound coming from her music, which was the same approach Sean Paul took. I mean, Sean Paul is a dancehall artist, but the music he was doing overseas was pop music, and that worked for Sean Paul. So I understand that there has to be some changes here and there. But when you look on that, Shenseea should have stayed original. The original is what everybody knows and love about her. That's where she cultivated majority of her fan base. Here's what she had to say about it though.
Always make sure I go back just for reconnect with my roots and me as a person because I feel my best when I'm in my country. but I can't be everywhere at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? I cannot be in Jamaica 24/7. You feel me? Especially where my mind is, I want to represent for Jamaica on different levels, and that's what I'm doing. So I think that honestly, from my perspective, me just feels like people just miss me. Honestly,
That's a good way to look
that's
at
how
it.
I feel. You know,
But they
because
miss the you though, like the DJ in you, like the patois you,
and
not
I
the
get
tongue
that,
in you.
and I get that, and that is why these days I feel like say I can put out some more of that because it's not the fact that I don't have them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I've sung load up really and truly, but my mind space was at a place where it's like, okay, let me try something different, you know, because I feel like I'm established doing what I've done. When I feel like I can just, you know, just try be more of an artist now, where in terms of mixing up just different stuff and see where magic, which magic comes out of it. Honestly, and that's all I was doing for the.
Now, during the course of Shensea's career under Interscope, we have seen the collaborations with Kanye West, where she worked on his Danda album with songs like Pure Souls, that also featured Roddy Rich, and OK OK Part 2, which I personally think is a good moment for her career. As much as the artist loved to work with her, we can't ignore that this was only possible because it was through the label. This is what they do, make connections for the artists. Just as the other collaborations with Offset, Chainsmokers, Megan Thee Stallion. See, a collaboration with these artists is not an easy feat. And with with hip hop giants such as Kanye West, the major label gets involved. They make these connections happen. They can easily clear these features. And a lot of these artists would love to work with more Jamaican artists. But, as I said in my previous videos, there isn't a cohesive structure. However, Shenseea has that advantage because of her deal with Interscope. They have the power to clear those features, so our label has been doing a fair amount of work. But when it came to marketing, Shenseea, I think that's where the problem is. Now, she sold 4,900 units first week. And as a dancer artist for your debut album, Alpha, I can understand that. However, 4,900 units first week under Interscope Records, one of America's biggest record label. That's going to be an issue. Shensea's music isn't resonating with her label's target audience. Now, this could be due to low funding, meaning they're not investing enough in her project. They're not doing enough promotion. They're not spending enough promotion. Now, bear in mind, with these labels, they have a building of persons that can work on promoting an artist's music. So, why would they sign an artist if they're not going to do their part as a major label to properly fund the project and invest in the artist? Doesn't make any sense, but this really happens a lot in the music industry with these labels. Now, when you look on the album she did under the label, such as It Never Gets Late Here, that has songs like Hit and Run, Work Me Out with Wizkid, which is a good song, and Die For You, it's really a good quality project overall, with some ideal features and a good structured album. And then you have Alpha with hit singles such as Bless featuring Tiger and features from Megan Thee Stallion and more. That isn't a bad album either. She's putting in the work, she's getting the features, but it's not turning into that big international hit. And I can see that she has been trying to experiment with different things to make it work. All in all, Shensea's Shenseea should be remembered as a great dancehall artist that went to overseas America and did big collaborations. No, it shouldn't stop there. It shouldn't stop at she zeroing Jamaica and going overseas and doing major collaborations. That shouldn't be the story. It should also include she getting Billboard hit songs, platinum singles, gold album, platinum album. You know, that is what we want from her. And we can just continue to hope for the best. At the end of the day, she seems to be doing really great for herself. And we know she'll use the opportunity to make Jamaica proud and represent for us. Please tell me what you think in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. And thank you for watching.